Frank's not dead. We're going to learn a lot about Bobby, hopefully. And Brandon's going to help us with some like sorcery magic bullshit or whatever you call it. Bobby, take it away.
It's the POS show with Pat and Bobby and Brandon, the sorcerer / tarot card reader.
Wizard.
I'm a little pissed because I brought a reverend in and he magically had technical difficulties. I'm not saying who I blame for that, Brandon, but it's a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably for his benefit.
I don't know. He was a black reverend, so he was probably going to be cool with it because they like voodoo.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. It would have been fun.
No, black reverends like voodoo, right?
Voodoo.
Voodoo. I like saying voodoo.
Voodoo.
Bobby's doing some voodoo shit right there.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird episode. All I know is several times when I was explaining it to him, he said, "Oh, hell nah."
That guy didn't say anything. He didn't have an accent. He was like, hi. That's what he said.
No, he did. Trust me.
Well, he didn't want much to do with us. Does he not like us?
I don't know, man. Maybe he got a bad vibe from Brandon's voodoo. Reverend Jibba
Brandon
Jab
didn't do
Peace.
anything. Brandon was just smoking a sweet pipe.
Reverend Jibba Jab Peace gets feels pretty easily.
He had no problem with you taking a giant apparatus and smoking out of it.
Yeah, dabs are the shit.
Well, so is cool pipes.
Yeah, I have no issue with Brandon's pipe.
I have no issue with Brandon.
His devil practices, maybe, but not his
They're
pipe.
not devil practice. They're just opening his mind to different possibilities.
Who opened his mind, Pat? It wasn't Jesus Christ.
It was probably a hot lady.
How dare you?
Brandon is Jesus Christ. That's what he looks like, kind of tired.
Not according to Jibba Jab, Reverend Jibba Jab Peace.
First of all, that can't be his name.
It really is.
It can't be. Not legally. It's not his like Christian name.
It's Facebook legal.
So
It's gotta be true, then.
no one names their kid Jibba Jab. Like you don't look at your kid and go, "Hey, that's a Jibba Jab." And I didn't mean to do it in that voice, but like that's the voice you say, Jibba Jab. You don't say, "Hi, Jibba Jab." You go, "Hello there, Jibba Jab." That's what you say. Jibba Jab a piece.
I hit up a kid I like was an altar server with. The church I was at, like you could do it through high school, and then like you would do things actually at the altar and shit. Trained him, and now he's a priest. You're welcome. Fucking read my message calling for help and was like, "Hey man, I think somebody's doing some shit on my podcast tonight that might open some demonic doors. I'd like you here, just to see things over, say a couple prayers." Left me on red. I got left on red by a fucking priest.
Yep.
It's not the worst thing that's happened to people by a priest, so
Oh yeah, really like top 10 best.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I was a head of MC. Didn't get molested.
Do you know how many kids wish their text went unread? By the way, altar boy is one of the few times that when you add an ER, it makes it better because alt boy would be annoying as hell. He's just like, I like good Charlotte. Whatever the fuck alt people like. I don't know.
Good Charlotte.
Tarot readings.
Tarot. I'm not a tarot reading guy, but I know people that like it, usually attractive women. Bobby, this might help you have some talk with women.
Yeah, that's what's been holding me back.
That's what's missing is this thing where you can talk to bitches about the tarot. Now, Brandon, can you do a good tarot reading on Zoom, or do you have to be in person to get the feel and all that shit?
No, you could. I could do it through Zoom. I even do it sometimes just for the person and leave them like a voice message or something. So
kill you.
I told you not to fuck with me. Now I pulled the card of death on you.
Wait, that wasn't my card. I was pulling something else. Wait, is this still recording? Beep. How old is your voicemail?
And the way that I view it, the reason that I believe people that are quote unquote religious are against this stuff, not that they know it, but I think it's just in the dogma it's set up because tools like this are actually made for people to get answers on their own instead of looking for authority figures. And when that happens, systems of control lose their control, such as the church. When it used to be a bigger system of control. I mean, these days it's a lot different, but I think that's where all that demonization of these tools came from, because I feel if there was someone named Jesus Christ, he probably used all of these tools. I mean, they talk about the stars and the firmament in the Bible, which is basically astrology. So I think it was used. It was just demonized later by the Romans. Those damn Romans.
I don't mind if someone wants to look for something to kind of just like get guidance or maybe point them in a direction. But I don't like when people take it for face value and say, well, that's going to happen, and then make decisions that could affect other people that you're just basing off a read. You know what I mean? Like, I've known people that have, like, I've known people that have flat out said, well, I need to get a reading before I make a decision on something, and then make that decision. It affects other people. Like, I know someone who broke up with someone because tarot told them to. And then that person was like devastated. Not the person that got broken up with, the person themselves was like devastated for all that because they're like, I really love them. It's like, well, why did you break up with them then? Because the reading said so. And I'm like, I get it, but you should still be a human.
You get it?
I do get why some people.
Come on. Brandon, I do have to call into question some of the historical record there, though, because I do feel like the Romans did have their soothsayers who would breathe in like methane and things like that. And Jesus was kind of known for not being a fan of illusions, even though he could do them. So I get what you're saying there. And maybe he was like just the best at it and didn't want anybody else practicing the magic. But I do think the Romans were a fan. I could be mistaken.
Okay, I'll say this. So the Romans at the time of Jesus might have been a fan, but later, after Jesus lived,
Constantinople Romans, I got you.
That when they wanted to take the councils of Nicaea and the Council of Trent, and they actually made the Catholic religion, they took a lot of the stuff out of it because they blended paganism in with Christianity, so that people at the time would accept it. So all the holidays overlapped and everything. And I don't think Jesus himself had an issue with it. Like I said, I think it was just later. But again, it is like a tool. I think people could misuse it, and a lot of people do misuse it. There's a lot of people who use it to fool people and get money from them and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's everything. I mean, there's comics who go out there and say they can do a 40-minute show and they can't, but they trick people into do. You know what I mean? So like, we all learn things to make money. I understand that. I think if you go into anything like that, you should always be leery when someone like you do it, yes, and people would pay you and so, but you do it because you enjoy the practice and you like helping people out. But you're not sitting there trying to make money off this shit. What you're doing is just because you have a thing that you enjoy and you think it helps other people, and it's something that you're interested in. So I like that when someone's just flat out, I have a crystal ball on a shed. When you want to come in there and give me $50 and they can make the table go up and down. No, like that's bullshit. But that's what I'm saying. So like, I think everything's got some bullshitters in it. I just think that when you get any help, like I'm pushing therapy all the time and Bobby hates therapy, but I wouldn't push it on him or anyone else. If you believe it, I also know when a therapist tells me something, I'm just getting feedback from information I gave them. They're only working with what I said. So therefore I'm really figuring it out, but I'm just saying it to a stranger. Like if someone does tarot, I'm giving you information, or I'm at least answering the things you're saying, because you're like, well, is this a thing? And I could say yes it is, or no it's not, or I could take a leap of faith, because sometimes it's like, well, does this thing happen? And you're like, well, kind of, sort of, so I'm gonna say yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's the information I have that I'm putting out there to learn how to make the next move or guide. So as long as you're understanding that you should still be in control of it and not just say, hey, Jesus, take the wheel and shit, I think you're fine with anything you do.
Yeah, I think that's what happens a lot of times. People will look for an exterior savior.
Like when someone's like, I'm a Libra, that's why I sucked your uncle's dick. It's like, well, no, you sucked my uncle's dick because you're a whore. And that happened to be born in that time of the year.
Yeah, exactly. People just use it for an excuse. And I don't say that my way is the only way either. I think that there's one mountaintop and there's many paths to the top of it. So, if people use therapy or whatever,
like lots of mountaintop. I don't know if I'm not big in religion, but I'm big in geography. There are like a lot of mountaintops.
No, I
there's like a bunch.
If there's one mountaintop that's like
no, there's a lot. There's like so many. Like there's whole ranges.
All right. So what I mean is, like, if there's one that everyone's trying to scale, that say there's one hidden peak or whatever, I think that there's many different paths to the top. So whatever works for you, I say use it.
Hidden Valley has a ranch. but I don't know if there's a hidden peak.
There could be. See, because it's hidden, so you wouldn't know.
That guy, he only grows kind of okay condiments that really mask the flavor of everything else, and people shouldn't. The one good thing I got out of dating someone who was like a chef was always like, don't use ranch. It's insulting to the cook. I'm like, you're right. It really is. Because you're making this thing and then someone's like, I'm just going to dump ranch on it. So whatever you just made tastes like ranch now. It's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Ranch belongs on chicken nuggets. That's it. So Bobby, if you don't want to do this, I'll let him do it to me. But I think it'd be he's done it to me in the past. I think it'd be better with you because of your other beliefs. But are you afraid that the devil will get inside your butthole or something?
I mean, I'm pretty confident in the powers that be protecting me from that. But maybe we'll do you first, and we'll see if anything bad happens.
Can you do two of us? Is that okay? Are you equipped? I don't know how this works.
Yeah, that's fine.
You need I don't know if you need to stretch or some shit. So, do you need to share on? I set it up so you could share. Do you need to show us things, or can you just do it? I don't need to see the call. I don't give a fuck. But I didn't know how you do it.
No, I don't. I could just tell you what the cards are. I can hold it up to the camera, and if one of you guys wants to Google it and screen share it, you could do that for the people. If
Okay.
you want to.
Yeah, we could do that. If there's one wacky one and we think it looks goofy, we'll share that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And again, I don't.
But Bobby, you have to do that, right? I can't do that.
You share. Just
I can share.
Night, yeah.
The way I kind of believe this works is, I do believe there's a creator or a god or an all father in this universe.
Speaking of that, real quick, Brandon, not to cut you off, Bobby.
Go ahead.
I just want to say this: Saint Michael, the archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan, all evil spirits who wander through the world for the ruin of souls. Amen. All right, go ahead,
Amen.
Brandon. Take it away.
So what I was saying is,
real quick, Brandon, Pat here. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. If Liberace ain't pussy, he'd still be with us. There we go. Go ahead.
I was trying to think of the prayer you say before you eat, but I forgot all about it. All right, so the way I believe this works is it just kind of how the universe works with synchronicity. I think this universe we're kind of convinced that it's just a physical thing, it's just what you could touch and use what all your five senses. But I believe that there's more to it than we're told. And what people call coincidence, I call synchronicity, kind of like if you run into somebody randomly or just all kinds of random stuff happens to you. And I think that the cards just are an extension of that synchronicity. So when I pull a card, it's kind of like the universe saying, here's a little message for you, maybe check this out. That's kind of how I view it, just so you guys know. I'm not worried about Lucifer, Satan, or any of the fallen angels or anything like that.
What's your favorite Satan name? I like Beelzebub.
Yeah, I was gonna say Baal. Baal's pretty good.
Baal?
Yeah, Baal. Baal.
Oh, Baal.
Yeah, Baal.
Baal. Baal. That sounds like a sheep.
Just keep calling his name. That probably won't lead to any bad.
I'm not calling it. He doesn't. Why does he have so many names? Is he like Jay-Z?
Well, again, it goes with when I was talking about how the Romans fused everything together. They took all these different concepts of
who, Jay-Z or Beelzebub?
Yeah. So they took Hove, they took Jay-Z, they took Jigga Man, and they just put them all out. So
I don't think white guys can say Jigga Man.
Jigga Man.
He just had Jigga Man on, but he left. But that was Bobby's friend, Jigga Man.
Yeah. And I think it was more.
Isn't that his laugh?
more different peoples, and they made them all one and just called them the devil. But I think it's comes from different lore and stuff. Some of them aren't even bad.
Like the TV show.
Lucifer's like the light bearer. It's just the morning star.
I call the devil Frank.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do.
Frank is definitely like a dark lord. Like if you watch our podcast lately, Frank is dabbling with the dark magic.
Frank's dabbling with something he shouldn't be. Mainly those teenagers.
I don't know what Frank's been hanging out with teenage girls, and it's getting weird. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I mean, he's, they're probably going to usher him to heaven soon, right?
We thought that, but I think he's just fucking young women. He's married. I don't know what's going on. Okay, go ahead. So Bobby, I'll be first. Do it to me first because I want Bobby to see.
Actually,
I have no soul though, so I should be fine.
if you could give me a second, I gotta get something a little ready. So, Pat, do you want to do a Silk City hot sauce read? Maybe they could protect us from demons.
Yes, if you could love God, the devil, Buddha, the many arms of Ganesh, whatever you believe in, Silk City Hot Sauce has a sauce for you. Now, if I was going to choose a sauce for a religion, obviously I wouldn't choose badass Jew for Christianity. That would be kind of fucked up. But Hebrews, that's your sauce. You know, Kevin Dombrowski, that's a good Polish name. That would definitely be something that's Catholic. You know what I mean? Like the Europeans like their Catholic stuff, and that would work with them. I would guess Chrissy Mayer. I would think Indian men like her a lot. I always see them putting like fire emojis under her pictures, so you could get her nightmare sauce if you're someone into like Hinduism. So whatever religion you have, go over to silkcityhotsauce.com. Use the promo code POS, and you can save 15% on every kind of sauce you want. They have elixirs, they have syrups, they have everything. I know coming up in June, Rob Saul, who's been a guest on the show, is going to have his Bloody Mary mix is going to be on there. That he actually made is going to be on there. I just saw him post that today.
I just feel like that one won't protect you from demons, and he'll just invite them inside like he does men in his butthole.
Right. But if you like men in your butthole and you already know you're not going to heaven, then you should have a drink and enjoy your life. And that's fine. If you've chosen that path is the Hershey Highway, you should have a drink with it and have that. You know who likes that? So gays love Rob Salt and Chrissy Mayer because gays love a woman that drives high fashion and they love a guy who makes Bloody Mary mix on the side and is vegan, which is pretty gay. But either one of those things, you could have that sauce, or you could have anything you want. You can get this. If you like talking over people and then like being angry sometimes, use the sauce from Ski Mask, whatever that one is. There's so many kinds. Just go on there. My favorite is still Aztec Attack. I use that when I make chili, which is fantastic. Go over there, buy yourself some sauce. Use the promo code POS, save some money, and then save yourself from the devil.
And like you said, they don't care. Christian, Jew, a Muzzy Cuzzy, Hindi, Buddhist, pagan, whatever you want, atheist, agnostic, all welcome at SilkCityHotSauce.com.
And I know what a lot of you are thinking. Well, Pat and Bobby, you both always say they don't like pedophiles, so how can they like the Catholic Church? Well, fuck you. Yeah. That's a hack joke. It's a hack joke. Now, they don't all fuck kids.
Sometimes
there's a bunch.
Sometimes people can eloquently make those jokes. Maybe it's not always hack. Sometimes they have a fresh
No, in this situation, not saying when a comedian of like high caliber does, I'm saying in this situation, when a listener is just like, hey, what the fuck? They shouldn't be allowed to have it. All the people that had fucked kids, the priests, when they die, when they go to heaven, they're not in the perfect heaven because they're not allowed to have Silk City hot sauce on their heavenly food. You're like, why not? I want the awesome flavors. And they're like, no, because you diddle the boy. So that's what happens to them. But yes, most God-fearing Catholics and Christians are allowed to have Silk City hot sauce. That's a disclaimer from Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Pat. Hope you guys enjoy your Silk City hot sauce.
That was Beelzebub going, you guys, I would like some, but I'm the devil. You could probably have some. You and Pete Angelo could have some together. Because Pete's going to hell because Pete's a fabulous gay.
Who, me?
But like, Pete.
Me and Pete could have sauce together?
You're not going to hell. You're going to heaven.
Who did you say could have sauce with Pete?
The devil.
Oh, okay. I got you. Because he's a power lifter, too.
Yeah.
The power bottom.
And Rob Saul, because they're gay. And they can go there.
They definitely insane.
I know Rob Saul's not gay, but everything about him is. So, Bobby, are we ready to do this?
Signs. Speaking of signs, I was coming home from work real quick, and there was a car blocking like the highway to get into the McDonald's drive-thru because there were so many cars in the McDonald's drive-thru.
You were just driving by it. You weren't going to McDonald's.
Me? No, I was on the highway blocked by the car that had turned and was blocking 2 lanes of traffic because they wanted McDonald's that badly. And like, dude, anytime I try to go to McDonald's or food like I know I shouldn't be eating, the first hiccup, I'm like, oh, that's a sign I'm out. And it was like, how badly did this dude want McDonald's to risk getting fucking T-boned? Like it's a 50-mile-an-hour highway. It's not like a slow fucking highway.
Well, was he alone in the car?
I didn't look.
I will guarantee you there was someone else in the car. I'm not going to be the person that goes, it had to be a woman nagging him. It doesn't have to be a kid. It could be anyone, but someone else was like, the next stop's not for 38 miles. What the fuck? And then like, he's like, fuck you, and just cuts in. Or I hope he pulled like the thing that John Mulaney's dad did in that bit where he would go, they all chant McDonald's, and his dad would pull up, go to the drive-thru, order one hot black coffee, and just drink it himself and not get the kids any McDonald's.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he used to do that. So there you go. In the words of Bill Engvall, here's your sign. That's a Bobby. Bobby was just doing his Bill Engvall bit. But
no, I didn't look at him because it was one of those situations where, like, have you ever seen somebody in a wheelchair fall over and try to pick themselves up?
Yes, it's hilarious.
And you can't make eye contact. Like, I couldn't look at this guy in his lowest moment. Just see the depression in his face.
I can. I can look. What are they gonna do? Get up? You can look at them.
Like one time, I was
It'd
crying
be a
in a
mirror.
Walmart, and like I was glad not many people made eye contact with me.
Why were you crying in a Walmart?
It's a long story.
Well, we got the time.
I mean, it's really not a long story. People get emotional when they lose their virginity, and then sometimes they try to kill themselves.
You lost it in a Walmart?
No, not me. I was dealing with someone else, and it was like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Oh.
And like, you know that Meatloaf song where he promises to love her till the end of time? And then he's like, now I'm stuck with you. Yeah, it was kind of like that. You're like, oh boy, what the fuck did I just sign up for?
But then you should do the other Meatloaf song where he won't do that.
Well, apparently I would do that, and that was crying in a fucking Walmart. So here we are.
That sounds like a country song.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Crying in a Walmart.
A lot of country songs start there.
Yep. And a lot of marriages end there.
Yeah.
So Bobby, you ready?
I guess.
All right, Brandon, do me first.
All right. Wonderful.
What do you need from me? Do I have to channel some shit? Do I have to fucking care? What do I have
Do you
to
have
do?
you have a question or anything you'd like advice on your life about or anything like that? Or you want me to just give you like a general reading?
Am I gonna make more money in the next year or so?
All right, here we
A
go.
significant amount, like enough where I'm not crying in a Walmart or jealous of people that can afford to go to Walmart.
All right, so we'll make it
Am I gonna be successful?
all right.
I've been okay. You know what? I'll go to even better. In the last 2 years, I've made a lot of climbs and improved myself and happy with my success. Will my improvements in positivity continue?
Ooh, all right.
And then a side note, am I gay?
The cards say yes.
Goddamn cards.
Didn't need fucking cards for that one.
I know. Shut up, Bobby. You're ruining it.
Just the CCTV footage.
So does
from
that mean I can still? Does that mean I can just have trannies though because they have boobs?
Yeah.
Is that gay? Wait, is a real question? Is being with a tranny gay?
So Norton did a
They
joke
have
about
boobs.
this Saturday night. Norton did a
No,
joke.
like I know he has those jokes, but I'm asking for real.
No, but
I
Answer
could
Norton's
tell.
one.
the joke's the best answer. He's like, listen, blowing a tranny doesn't make you gay. It certainly doesn't make you straight, though.
All right. Well, no, okay, but what if you don't suck a dick or get fucked, but you fuck a tranny? You're still fucking a guy, right? It's a butthole and it's not pussy.
I mean, in whose fucking eyes, Pat? In today's day and age, it could be
I'm
a man
asking a
with-
medical question.
It could be a woman with dick and balls and no vagina. Like, it's just why are we worried about putting things in terms? You know what you're doing.
I'm not worried about putting things in terms of putting my dick in places. That's what I'm worried about, and I want to know if that makes me gay because I want to know if I can get on more comedy shows.
Dude,
I would say that it's still
Because if you're
synonymous.
gay, all of a sudden I can work most of like New York. What would you say, Brandon?
I would say it's still considered sodomy. So yeah, sure.
It's not you. It's sodomy.
Sodomy.
Sodomy. Life
And,
has new meaning.
one
to
thing I'll
me.
I'll say to Bobby about like demons and the devil and all this stuff.
Yeah, demons.
From all the stuff I've looked into, anything like that, you have to let it in. You have to welcome it. You have to like make a conscious decision. And that just doesn't mean going to get
Like
a
a
reading.
butthole.
It means like you have to ask for dark help to get it. You know.
But what if
So
they?
I
That's
would-
illegal now. You can't hire dark help anymore.
No, you have to hire it. If you
Ah,
don't,
Donald
that's
Trump's
when
up.
it's an issue.
That was the original name of Roots. Dark help.
Yikes.
This is on Patreon only.
All right.
But that's the thing. Like, what if they trick you, and you don't realize you're letting them
The
in?
dark help?
Yeah. Like, right? What if it's a booker and they're like, "Yo, I got some spots for you," and then in accepting that deal, you've let the demon in. They tricked you. Boom. What
Yeah,
if
but
it's
I
like-
think it has to do more with your intentions and your decisions. Like if it's an immoral decision or a moral decision, that's where they get you. You know, I think if there are dark forces, they just want you to act immorally, no matter what you do.
I see what
You
you're
know.
Can I
saying.
change my question I was going to ask?
Sure.
I don't care about my success. I care about this show's success.
Okay.
Will
Yeah,
Bobby
that's
and I
Have
grow a bigger audience?
We're just gonna keep this one focused on Pat.
It's the show. Will POS the show? Maybe I'll get rid of Bobby. Will POS the show grow in the next year, or will it end? Can I do two? Is that no? You can't do or, right?
Well, I could focus it on the POS
Focus
show.
it on the positive, and then we'll go to the negative.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it'll say both. I mean, if
We
you
should
want
also
to.
ask if Frank's gonna die.
All right. So, well, yeah, eventually.
Whoa,
right?
whoa. That's a deer.
This is a justice card,
Oh,
number 11, and
the
the
other
major.
way it looked like a deer.
So it's number 11 in the major arcana. The way it works is there's 78
Number one
cards.
in yards.
Number one. 78 cards, and there's 56 that are like a normal 52 deck. There's just an extra card in there, and then all the suits. Oh, look, he's got the 5 of Pentacles up there. There you go. All the suits, like that one right behind you, the Pentacles, that represents diamonds. Cups represent
Get
hearts.
back to my 11 card. Don't get distracted with your ADHD on his fucking stupid.
No, I won't. I'm just giving a brief explanation. And then so there's 22 separate. That's the minor arcana. Then there's 22 separate. That's the major arcana. It's kind of a deck on its own.
It's me, Tex Arcana. Hey, how you doing? Woo!
And that's what this is. This is number 11. So it's right in the middle, and it came upside down, which means reversed, which
I've done that. It's fucking gross.
Hit you in the stomach.
Right in the face.
right in the face. That wasn't paint. So
Johnny Rizzo callback.
yeah. So when it comes upside down like this,
Did I say that on the show?
I don't remember.
I thought I shared that not recorded. Yeah, I shared that recorded. I'm sorry, Johnny. Anyway, go ahead.
No, it's fine. So when it comes reversed like that, it just means that you can look at it in a different way. It doesn't mean anything bad or whatever. So I'm gonna look it up here.
Now, I was skeptical. I would think that that's just like some horse shit to get out of what you're gonna say. So if I say like, "Hey, are you saying I'm gonna die?" Like, well, you could also live.
Well, it's just a different way to interpret the card, because I don't think the
All
cards tell you exactly like yes or no, or
All
like
right.
it's
I like that you say that. It's wishy-washy.
yeah, it's up to your interpretation, really. And the judgment card is a card that comes it represents in people's life a point when they figure out a behavior. Think of a drug addict, and they kind of hit a rock bottom.
Like Bobby.
Exactly. Judgment is that point where they decide that they don't want to do it anymore in their life. That's kind of one of the things.
Look at Bobby's doing drugs while we're saying this.
Or it could also represent something in your life that happens, and you have to make a decision one way or another. It's like an external force, like God is like saying to you, you have to stop this. So this came in the past position of the card. So I would say, especially because you're asking about the podcast, I would say that it has to do with all the stuff you've done to come up to this. Maybe it was just you've had some unfair things happen, and that's maybe why you're not having success. But you're staying on path, and you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. So I feel sooner or later you will get a sign if you should proceed or not. You know what I mean? But that
Right.
this coming in the past position, it just means that you have like a solid, stable foundation of what you're doing right now. And I also like to look up the cards too, because I always like to see how I use both really. I'll use the book and then I'll go off intuition myself. So let's see here.
Oh, now you're reading.
Oh, it's called Justice. Yeah, that's what I said, right?
Yeah, you said justice.
Yeah.
Now,
So
where's the
balance.
peace card? Because I've heard you can't have justice without peace, right? No
No
justice,
justice.
no peace.
No peace. So right here for the reverse, it says imbalance, tough karma, adverse judgments, unfavorable verdicts, failure of contractual agreements. So again, I see stuff in your past that's happened to you that wasn't exactly fair. So maybe,
Yeah, like when a certain network didn't pick up my show.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Whereas if it's kind of like when I play poker, I play these.
But I'm happy they didn't, because maybe I wouldn't have like reached out to Bobby and then grabbed him. So like it was a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's so all the things that happen to us, I feel that everything is just kind of meant to happen, right? So we can choose how we view it. We can either view
Imagine
ourselves.
getting molested and Brandon's like, that was supposed to happen.
Well, hey man, I that's the thing. You could judge it from how can I learn from this? What happened?
How do I learn from this? Not go back to that guy's house.
Exactly. Don't get candy from a van. Like you gotta put your hand on.
Never have a thumb there again.
Exactly. So all the stuff that did happen to you, it is better that it worked out that way, because that's the way it's supposed to work out. And now I think that you're better suited to find success or deal with it, or know what you have to do. So maybe it wasn't the right time. And okay, so the next card I pulled is the moon card. This is another of the major arcana. This is number 18.
Is it the moon or the oon?
The moon.
Moon.
We went to the moon. So you see there's a moon here.
Is that a cricket on the bottom?
No, that's two dogs, and there's like a lobster.
Oh, I thought it was
coming out of the water. And then there's a path that goes between two towers, just like 9/11.
9/11.
Exactly. Yeah. Trust me, it'll blow your mind. All right, so
9/11 won't blow my mind. I saw the ending.
Yeah.
Which you can't
We're
go
watching
block
Lenny
in
now.
New York City without seeing a tarot card reader. But September 10th, you would have think a lot of them would have been like, "Hey, stay out of the city tomorrow."
Nope.
Oh no, I
Really?
drew the card of
Bulgarian
dancing
tribe.
Saudis at a strip club in Secaucus.
Yeah, exactly. Or dancing Israelis. I mean, so anyway,
Is that a pentagram? No, that's the Pentagon. Now
Yeah,
it's Pentagon.
I'm seeing a
Yeah.
field in Pennsylvania in the 93rd card. I don't know what that
And
is.
no one thinks about that field, really. I mean, I know people in Pennsylvania probably do, but overall, no one brings up the field.
Dude, I
you
went
mean the
to that
field
field.
with the smoking hole with no wreckage? Yeah, some people bring it up.
I've
Anyway.
hated that.
So the moon card has to do with internal things. So if you think of astrology, everybody knows everyone's sun sign. Like you said earlier, I'm a Libra, so that's why I'm a slut.
Is that what it's called? A sun sign?
That's the sun sign.
Okay.
And then everybody actually has a moon sign too. It could be the same as the sun, but most times it's not. And the moon
How do you
sign,
figure out your moon sign?
you have to know your time of birth and your date of birth, and you could just Google it. There's a bunch of ones that'll come up and you could look into it. I could do it for you too if you want. But so the moon sign is cool because it's your inner self. So you know how you have a personality that you put out to the world, and then you have a way that you communicate with yourself, and then maybe some close friends. It's a little different. So that's really
Brandon, you've known me for a while. I don't have any difference.
so maybe your sun sign and your moon sign are the same. But it has to do more with intuition and how you talk to yourself, really, I guess. And so what I would say, especially in reference to your show, maybe you're in the moon phase of it, where
He's laughing his ass off. Why?
you don't.
I saw
you
my
guys-
sign, Pat, and it opened up my eyes.
Your moon sign?
Yeah.
Was it a
Fuck you.
bubble?
This guy quotes songs.
Life is
Non-stop.
fantastic.
I saw a sign.
No, not that Ace of Base.
Yeah, same one.
I know. I was trying to throw him off.
No,
All
but
right,
I was
so-
thinking my moon sign's whatever DMX is, because that's how I talk to myself. Ugh, it's time to get up. Ugh.
It's the pit bull. That's my moon sign.
I hope DMX has a convenience store. He's like, time to open up shop, and just yells every morning when he opens up.
Stop, drop, shut him down, open up shop. That's how he opens every morning.
Yeah, his documentary on HBO is fucking bullshit. I hate it. So yeah, so that what does that mean with the moon? That means that it sounds like all positive things to me,
Well,
except for
yeah.
9/11. 9/11 is not positive.
Well, so in reference to your show, there's a path right there, and there's mountains. So the mountains can represent all the stuff that you've had to go through, even starting podcasting and all that crap, all the bullshit. And now you're coming up between the two towers to the pool where the dogs are howling at the moon, and it's all a good time. So I think it's kind of a lot of times when we look forward, sometimes it's smart to look backwards at where we've come and what we've come through and where we're at now and what we've accomplished, because I feel like society kind of treats us to be very hard on ourselves.
Whenever I come, I always look backwards to make sure no one's watching. I'm like, who's over there?
Who's in the window?
To the
So
wall.
when we're really hard on ourselves, that's when we can get into confusion internally. So that's really what the moon's about. It's about going inside, looking inside, trying to figure out what I can do better to make the show better. You know, that's some of the questions maybe you can ask yourself. But it's not a bad card. It's just, so if you got the sun in this position, it would kind of be different because it would be the inverse. It would be like, yay, everyone's celebrating us. It's a big party. Where this is more like a small thing, and there's like three creatures, so that could even just represent us three here talking about how we get
Three creatures is me, Bobby, and Frank. So that's three creatures.
Yeah, Frank's definitely that lobster.
If I had to say one crustacean that Frank is, it is a lobster.
Yeah, exactly. Crawling out of that immortal ooze or whatever you call it, the primordial ooze.
All right, so I feel good about that. I want you to read Bobby because Bobby's sitting there doing nothing, and I want Bobby to
I'm not
deal with
doing
this.
nothing.
I'm feeling positive.
Okay. Brandon, I'm sure Men Who Stare at Goats you're familiar with. Pat,
Yeah.
Are you familiar with The Principal? The book?
I'm familiar with both my principal and that movie.
Not the movie, the book.
No,
Oh, so
I don't know.
basically,
I mean, I know a book exists. I didn't read the book, but I saw the movie.
Brandon is what is considered a Sith. Dark psychic, works with evil forces. I'm
I know
contacting
Sith.
I'm contacting a Jedi named Ashley who's teaching me things like put this card up. It'll block the reading. And she's helping me. She's coaching me through this experience. So I'm very hands-on and active.
What do you mean? Brandon's learned this himself, and he's taught this to other bitches.
I would say I'm more like a gray Jedi. I'm not like Sith or light. I'm a mixture in between because I feel like that's why the Jedi.
I'd say you're
fell.
more of a gay Jedi.
I'm more of a Gandalf because in the whole Star Wars
Brandolph. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Mithrinder. I think that the Jedi, the council, with Mace Windu and Yoda, they fell because they were too light. They couldn't perceive.
I thought you were gonna fucking name people.
Mace Windu.
Bobby's like, I'll make fun of him and I'll still stop him. He's like, whatever.
I'm
I got
not
some
making fun
Mace
of him.
Windu.
My last text was, I hope you understand, Ashley. This comes with a respect for your craft, not a mockery, just respect and fear.
Who's Ashley?
You know Ashley.
I don't think I know Ashley.
Ashley Marie Thornton, man.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Also
wouldn't
known
know her
as-
by.
Also known as Six's personal tarot card reader.
I wouldn't know her as that one name.
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to.
She's not gonna watch this.
She does. She's watching it on YouTube right now, coaching me through it.
Nice. Well, hello.
I don't think she actually is. We do have one viewer right now. He didn't
Yep.
respond to my comment. I said voodoo ? And he didn't respond. Or she.
Oh.
I'm just assuming it's a he, but I don't want to judge.
Probably just my brother.
That'd be awesome. Hey, Jake.
So,
What's up, Jake?
Brandon.
Miss Eastside Dave show, Jake?
He does.
You want me to do a
Do Bobby. And Bobby has to ask you a real question. Bobby, ask a question. Trust in this.
No.
For the show. Okay, don't trust in it, but ask the question.
Man.
You are the reason this is happening.
Yeah, I know. My skepticism and not wanting to do this is the reason it's happening.
I know. All right. Just ask a question.
All right, let's ask it the 8-ball question. Should I listen to this voodoo reading?
No.
Oh, by the way, I listened to Foxy Shazam, and it was all right, but it wasn't. I don't know how it could be your favorite band ever.
Which album did you listen to, and which song?
I just listened to the 2 highest downloaded songs on Spotify.
What were they?
Something about killing I gotta look. Something about killing it. It's called Killing It.
Okay, Killing It's like the opening song on one album. It's not even a great song. It's a good song.
It's got like 4 million fucking downloads. What question are you gonna ask?
Oh, okay. Cool. Should I let previous relationships lie?
All right, that's a good question.
Killing It and Welcome to the Church of something.
Okay, so Welcome to the Church of Rock and Roll is probably a top 5 song for sure. The song you should listen to is Unstoppable and Oh Lord. Those are the two big ones.
I see. Oh Lord, they got like a good amount of downloads, and so the same amount for Unstoppable. And then Teenage Demon Baby would be a good song for this episode.
I'm a teenage demon.
His voice goes too high for me. I mean, I have problems with high registry for some reason.
I was thinking of sex and all the nasty things we do.
Remember that band was like something in Cambria, and they'd be like, I fucking hated that.
He's not quite
like-
that bad. He's
you like
very
that?
Freddie Mercury.
Oh no, he's not as bad as that shit. But he's not bad. It wasn't I didn't hate it. I just couldn't think of that being my top band ever.
Do you fuck with Foxy Shazam, Brandon?
I'm not familiar, no. All right, so this is the first card. This is the Four of Swords.
You didn't ask anything.
Yeah, about his relationships, right?
Oh, is that real? Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, there's
That's
the first
probably a
card. What
good
card is
sign,
that?
Right? Like 3 penises, mine's the longest.
Yeah, exactly. So, the fourth swords here on the bottom.
This penis's sizes, by the way, are 9 and 11.
Yeah, exactly. Not 10, 9 or 11. So this shows 3 swords on the wall. One that's actually, and it's a tomb with a soldier on top. And a lot of the medieval battles, what this represents is after a knight would come back from battle, if he survived, he would spend the night. After the night came back,
Stop saying night. Stop it. You said night so many times in so many ways.
And then he'd call Bobby McKnight. And then they get Brian McKnight. And then
who's Bobby?
they would actually lay in the tomb where they would be buried if they died, just as a reflection on battle. So it wasn't like a celebration. It was more they reflected and they were thankful and they thought about what it would be like if they died. So this card for me,
what would be worse if you were buried alive, like if you're dead, but they put you in a tomb and you're alive, or a bunch of people they buried just lay on top of you and you're buried alive?
Yo,
Bury who?
You're gonna
Like Barry Gibb,
yo.
Barry Rib.
You're gonna suffocate, yo.
if Barry White's there, I'm down.
Barry White, Barry Rib, Barry Gibb, Barry
You're going to
Manilow.
suffocate, baby.
Barry Manilow, stop humping me.
Stop. Frank made you gay.
This isn't part of the punishment, Barry.
Yeah, it is.
It is now. You looked at tarot cards.
I
my
write the
penis.
songs, now play with
It's
my
in your
ding-a-ling.
So swords represent ideas. It represents like esoterically air, anything like communication, stuff like that. So this card comes in the past position. I would say that it represents you dwelling on battles that you had. So maybe there are battles.
Motherfucker dwells on battles like a fucking dwelling bitch.
So especially differences of ideas and arguments and conversations and stuff like that. And you're still holding on to this one right here. You believe that's the right one that you basically will lay down and die with. And then there's these 3 that are maybe like opposing or like different ones up there.
Look at this guy. He knows.
But the good thing about this card is you have a stained glass window, just like it's kind of a synchronicity because you have a stained glass behind you. And it shows basically the Mother Mary, just the feminine giving like penance or maybe a gift or somebody that's down on their knees that's asking for it. So
Yeah, they are.
I think that represents your true self. That's what you want. You want that feminine, you want that relationship with the feminine, with the sacred feminine. But you're just trying to figure out how to get there. You're laying in the tomb and you're just like, how the fuck do I get there? So the next card is a really good card. This is the star card. So this can even maybe represent a woman in your life right now. Does she look
Or
familiar?
because Bobby's a star.
Yeah, you are a star. So this card is number 17. It features a woman, obviously, knelt down with two pitchers. One's pouring water on the land, one's pouring water in the pool right there. And then there's all the stars and mountains in the background. There's a nice little tree with a bird in it. It's a very balanced card, and it's really about flowing energy, and it's about pouring the right energy in the right places instead of maybe.
I can assure you, any woman in my life is not full of balance. Nobody's ever looked at a situation and been like stable.
Unless they look like a horse.
The last girl I had a mini crush on, Luby described as she'll stab you.
Well, this could represent something internally then.
How'd that work out though?
Did she stab you?
No.
Or did you
nothing.
stab her?
Well, then you won. Yeah, there you go. Pat knows. It also could represent like an aha moment, or
Take on me?
yeah, some kind of new idea. But if you're looking at this card internally, it's about taking your attention, the way I see it, and pouring it, because she's half on land, half on water. So there's a correct balance there. And
She's the real surf and turf, baby.
exactly. So you get both the surf and
She has crabs and AIDS.
yeah, crades.
Woo.
I heard you get that if you get a.
I don't think you ship name diseases.
Crades. So, this also could.
I think a demon just entered Bobby's house.
Nope,
perhaps
I've been making holy water and praying the whole time. We're good.
the perfect girl could be out there somewhere. You just have to find her too, and that's because you think about the story of the three wise men. They followed the star.
And they found a baby and gave it gifts because they were creeps.
They gave it crades.
Here's some myrrh, bitch.
Here's some crabs. Here's some maids.
I noticed she's naked. Would that imply that I am talking to an OnlyFans actress? Is that what that means? Because that would be pretty
that
funny.
more
Oh my
represents.
God, are
somebody
you
who-
dating whatever, Amy?
No.
This represents somebody who's
Old
not afraid
piss
of being
quick
themselves.
tits.
You look at whatever Amy and you're like, yeah, OnlyFans star. And by comparison, you'd be like, oh, homely.
Yeah. Somebody's mom.
No. I'm saying the girl I've been talking to. By comparison, you'd be like, oh, homely.
Really? No way.
One of them.
Whoa, you got multiple bitches?
Hey, what did Waka Flocka Flame say? I got a main bitch and a mistress, a couple of girlfriends. I'm so hood rich. Keep my.
I've never quoted Waka Flocka.
Keep my dick hard and you'll be smoking. You'll get pills free, shorty. No joking. That's a little questionable in today's day and age, though.
It is.
You can't offer girls
Little.
pills to suck your dick.
I think you can do anything you want. It might not work.
You
do it.
can, but you can't just contractually state it. I will give you these pills in exchange for your.
I've never done that. Even though the internet thinks so, I'm not a sexual pest.
Well, this card says different.
This one says co-host is a real.
You got the
father.
9 of boners.
Yeah, I think they confuse us sometimes on the old internet. So they just take all Bobby's bad traits and throw it on old Patty Boy over here.
Wait,
Anyway.
whoa. Why am I a pest?
Because you just quoted Waka Flocka Flame for your sex advice.
Yeah.
You just said, too bad we can't trade pills for dick sucking anymore. Here I am afraid of any
I
sex
think I
that's
said
not with
too
eye
bad. I
contact.
said I think that lyric might be questionable in today's day and age.
I thought I heard. See, I have a card that lets me reverse that. So I heard, yeah, I wish I could do that.
He has
So is
other
Bobby
good
gonna-
advice. He says I go hard in the motherfucking paint, leave you stanking.
I've said that forever.
What are you thinking?
Oh, I thought Brandon said that about you.
No, Walker
You're like,
Flocka
oh,
Flame.
Waka
That's
Flocka
he's
Flame.
saying it. Even if she's bleeding, it's all good. She's just gonna smell a little bit. And then you, at the end, you'll be like, "What are you thinking?" But just enjoy
If you-
it.
If you lit Fozzie the Bear on fire, would it be Waka Waka Flame?
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. This is the first time he's funny. Waka Waka. Like, fuck you, bitch. Go ahead. Now, Brandon, what's the answer to Bobby's question?
Well, we got one more card. So this is the 3 of Pentacles.
Three of
And-
tentacles.
It shows 3 people. One guy's a craftsman, and he looks like he's working on something. Then there's
Mhm.
other 2.
There it is.
That's what's-
Fucking
that's what's
comedic
behind Bobby,
magician. Fucking working on his craft. That's the third
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
saw
exactly.
Bobby's heart in half.
And then you got this little guy in the fancy outfit, trying to help him out. And what I think this represents here is kind of like the different sides of your mind working together instead of fighting with each other and trying to find the answer to your own issues within. You know, it's like I think if there's internal conflict, that's when we always kind of go astray and we engage in escapism, and we don't do what we're supposed to do. So that's really all that's about.
Now, let me ask you this. My Jedi Master Ashley said if I wasn't open to a reading, the cards would shut it down. Now, could that be a way of saying I need to fully like open my mind and allow this to happen? Is that maybe what that card's saying?
Yeah, baby.
Well, this is the thing. The cards will say whatever they'll say, but unless you're going to accept it and look into it and take it serious, then it won't work.
Oh, okay. I just
on
wasn't
your
sure if
end.
that was another potential.
There's just, see, people put it different ways. I try to stay away from like all the woo woo talk, which is fine. A lot of people are into that, but I think that turns some people off. And I look at it more like you would say, even scientifically or whatever. I come at this like through as psychology and stuff like that. So yeah, she's saying exactly what I would say, just in different terms. You know, that's why I think people get so screwed up with the Bible too, because there's so many different interpretations. That's why I like that Jesus spoke in parables, because a parable is just a nice story, you know, and some people take it as a little story. Some people get a lesson out of it, and some other people get some really deep shit out of it, but nobody's offended. No one has to fight about what it means, you know. So go ahead.
Question here.
Yes.
I'm not versed in like all the language that you and Bobby know. What's woo-woo talk?
It's when people are like, oh, this, my spirit is talking to me and the cards won't speak to you if, you know, and I'll say, well, if you're not ready to hear it,
it means
yeah,
horseshit. Okay, I got it.
yeah, I guess that, well, see, that's why I stay away from that, because some people think it's horseshit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you get out of things what you want out of them, and you get out what you put in.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think that if you're just taking the time to actually look and answer questions in your life and not avoid them, that the universe will, or God or the all, or whatever, will reward you because of that. You're taking the time.
Wilford Brimley? Did you say Wilford Brimley?
Yeah, you could be watching Wilford Brimley commercials. You could be binging Netflix. You could be doing all these other things, and especially in this day and age. But if you take the time, just like meditation or prayer or whatever, contemplation, if you take that time, then you're going to be rewarded.
Time is on my side.
It's like in the Bible, it says, ask and you shall receive, you know, which can be a warning.
What page? What page is that
on? 65,000.
69.
69, dude.
Deuteronomy, dude. All right, so Bobby, do you feel the devil or do you feel okay? You're protected, right?
Yeah, I mean, I made a lot of holy water throughout the episode. And
how do you make holy water? You just bless regular water?
Yeah.
But do you have the power to do that?
Yeah.
Does the power of Christ compel you?
That's made up for the movie.
I just asked the question.
Oh, don't mock my religion.
I'm not. I'm mocking a movie. It's also my religion. Is she still texting you?
The weird thing about people who pray a lot to Jesus is that it's actually idol worship. Unless you believe Jesus is God.
I have Billy idol worship. I want to be in that one where he's like rock the cradle video.
I'm a bad guy. Duh.
Rock.
No, that's Billie Eilish. That's the wrong guy. That's a lady.
I thought that's what you said. It'd be a cooler answer and a much more
It's a
relevant
lady.
reference than "What a fine day for a white wedding."
White wedding. Yeah,
Adam
okay.
Sandler milked all the comedy possible from Billy Idol.
No, from that song, not from Rock the Cradle of Love.
Billy Idol's in the movie, dude. He's in the pinnacle scene. Remember when the fiance's trying to talk to her and Billy Idol's like, "Not today, mate." And hits him with the drink cart.
You don't think Instagram's milked everything out of Billie Eilish?
Nah, man.
She's portly.
Them titties are full of milk.
Oh, she's just a chub. A sad chub. She looks like half the people that work for me at Big Lots.
God.
Just walk around going, I'm a bad guy. The songs are just goofy. All right. So, Brandon, we appreciate you bringing the dark arts. It was, I think it was fun. I think Bobby doesn't know what to do with your read. I think he believes in it, but he doesn't want to say that. I don't know.
I think I know what to do with it. I wouldn't
What
say
are you
that's...
doing with it? What are you doing with it?
I'm gonna take it under advisement. We'll say.
Who's the advisor? The other, Ashley, the other card reader?
No, I mean just in general. Like everybody has their things. I got mine, and some people tarot's their thing. Kind of like Brandon was saying. Some people meditate. Some people follow the words of Christ. It's their thing.
Yeah, I'll just also say that
I follow the words of dice.
I also do really have a lot of respect for the Bible, and I would consider myself a Christian in the fact that I try to walk the path of Jesus these days, like the path of Christ.
Yeah, I think that's much more important than like practicing a religion or going to a church every Sunday and memorizing the prayers. I think like exemplifying his actions and teachings is much more important. I would agree.
Yeah, I feel that's what the real message is all about, because if people acted that way, I think the world would be a lot better place. But the only way I feel, because everyone's like, you want to change the world, the only way to do it is to just change your own behavior and then act as a guy or as an example to others, really.
Yeah.
Like Greg Giraldo said, what would Jesus do? I don't know. At this time, I'm 7 years older than he was when he died.
Exactly.
So he probably wouldn't done blow with that hooker in fucking Vegas.
Who's not Metzger? What's that other guy's name? Kyle Kinane. Kyle Kinane has a great joke where he's like, I built a table from IKEA. And I'm like, I'm kind of like Jesus. He's a carpenter. Yeah. I'm a carpenter. He's Jewish. I'm Jewish. And I realized Jesus probably never called a coffee table a cunt 6 times and then took a nap.
I love Kinane. I like that when you do your Kinane impression, you just do your impression of me as well.
Yeah, I got 1 or 2 impressions. It's
yeah,
that
they're both.
Mouse.
We're the same. We have the same. Next up, South Park. Like
whiskey flew a little too close to the sun.
The sun. Oh, he's the best. One of my favorite jokes ever is the one where he wants to put on his tombstone.
Dude, I quote that joke all the time.
It's one of the funniest fucking jokes. Died in your arms tonight. So
it's not a great joke, but it's the best joke you're gonna see in a graveyard.
Yeah. It's like, not today, Grandma. This guy earned this one. And takes the flower and gives it to him. Oh, it's the best. Brandon, where can people see your podcast, follow you, all that fun stuff?
Go to my website, morelawsmoreproblems.com, and my YouTube channel is Brandon Bonanza, and I have a new show. Well, I have a show we've been doing since August called the Over Sharon Show. We do it every Thursday, and it's been a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of things like this. We actually just talked about religion, so if you want to check that out, we talked about all different belief systems, and I shared a lot of my opinions and what I found in my life on there. So check it out. It's a really cool show.
Sharon have opinions on that stuff, or she just kind of let you two take the wheel?
No, she has opinions too. She grew up super hardcore, like born again Christian, couldn't cut her hair, couldn't watch TV, all this crazy stuff. So she has a really
now she's on YouTube like the devil.
Yeah, exactly. And her family, actually, some of them don't like that she looks at tarot cards and stuff. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, check it out. It's funny.
Bobby has got abducted. So
I put a hex on him.
Jibba Jabba just showed up, I guess. So
I hexed him.
Please follow us on the YouTube channel, the POS Podcast YouTube channel. Join on there. Get over to the Patreon. For those $3 a month, you get a bunch of extra episodes.
Wait, Pat. You got to start over, buddy. Sorry, I left it on Brandon. My bad.
Well, I don't have to start over. It's just a plug.
Nah, just do it over. It'll look pretty.
No, I'm good. I said it.
You sure?
Go ahead. Yep. You plug your things.
Well, now I feel like I ended your plug early.
No, it's the same plug as always. And this is going to be on Patreon anyway. Who cares?
I feel like I hijacked. Dude, I'm so sorry.
But I wasn't mad at you, buddy. It's all good.
All right, check out the Pat O Show. Check out Eastside Dave and whatever iteration he does next. It's coming soon. A lot of good content in the archives. Coming up, this is important. If you are a real Sirius XM or Real Talk Radio fan, they are doing March 3rd, I believe it is. I'll confirm the date and tweet it out. But they are trying to get Cake Horn to trend on the anniversary of Cake Horn trending worldwide, #1 in Fez Whatley's honor. This is the first time the anniversary's passing since his death. It's going to be a really cool tribute. So at 4 p.m. that day when Bennington starts, hop on Twitter, tweet something out about it. We're really trying to get it. I saw it in the Reddit. It's probably going to be like 4 people going, but it would be cool. And a way to show that, even though the guy's dead, he's not gone.
Am I wrong I'm not a follower of it. What is cake horn?
So Fez Watley was going on a rant because somebody recorded him. Or no, they didn't want him in the fishbowl because they didn't want the, and this is Ron Bennington's quote, the gay freak creeping out the guest. And Fez Watley was like, somebody needs to shut, and he meant to say cake hole or pie hole or something, and he said cake horn. And then all of the fans of Ron and Fez tweeted out cake horn to the point that it was #1 trending on Twitter for like days at a time. It was pretty
Hilarious.
awesome.
I'll get behind that.
It's one of the greatest. Yeah, it's just
Just
one
a flub
instance.
that went great. That's awesome.
Yeah, and they did that a number of times, but cake horn was the biggest one. So if you get the chance, check it out. Cake horn day. Do what you can for him. R.I.P. Fez.
Brandon, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you,
And
guys.
Bobby.
If you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of shit.